Okay, we're going to start with the second future tense, which I taught you already, the future proche. This is called the future simple. So it is actually known as one of the easiest conjugations to teach, or to learn. So we're going to start off with the process, and that is you're going to leave the verb, this is the best part, in the infinitive minus the E in RE. So all your verbs are going to stay in the infinitive. So manger, if you need to say I will eat, you're going to leave it in the infinitive. If you need to say I will finish, you're going to leave it in the infinitive. And if you need to say I will sell, you're going to leave it in the infinitive but drop that E. And then you're going to add your endings. And you tell me, do you recognize these endings? So, that is the endings. And that's almost it. But so here we go. We have, I will finish, je. I write my stem down. I know we've never done this before. It's crazy. We usually drop stuff, but here we just leave it in the infinitive. And if I add my ending for AI, it would look like this, which is, I will finish. And if you remember, the will indicates more of a distant future. That's my distant future. And if you want to make it more immediate future, you're going to use that future proche, which we learned. If I wanted to say we will eat tomorrow, I would leave it in the infinitive and add my ending, which would be we will eat. But if I wanted to say they will sell, I'm going to leave it in the infinitive, but drop that E. You don't want that E. And add your ending. And notice the ending is not the typical ENT, it's ONT, which would be they will sell. And that is it, except for these are only regular verbs, and you know what's coming next. So regular verbs follow this pattern with the stem being your infinitive, and then you add your endings. But if it is an irregular verb, which are so many of them, I'm so sorry, but here we go. We have être, you do not leave it in the infinitive, you change it to ser, which ironically and funny is the Spanish word for be. I find that interesting. And then avoir would be AUR, and faire would be FER, and aller, this one's crazy, would be IR. So then after those, you would add your endings from the chart. So let's try a couple. And of course, there's more irregular verbs, but those are our main ones. I'll give you a couple more. Voir is to see. And there's two R's. Just think of to see, you have two eyes. Yes, I'm bored. And then you would add your endings. And then let's see, there was another one that we commonly use. We'll just leave it right there. So here is an example of the future proche, that is the immediate future, different look than the future simple. So those are our little key codes. So if I wanted to say I will be ugly, which will never happen, I would say je serai. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Erase, 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 erase. Okay, start over. So I'm going to use the future proche. So to remember, because I clearly can't remember, if you're using the future proche, you're going to use your aller verb, because I'm going to be, je vais être laid. I'm going to be ugly. That's so sad. Sad, sad, sad. But if I wanted to say I will be ugly, it would look like this. Je serai laid. Now there's almost absolutely no difference between those two. This one is I'm going to be ugly. And this one is going to be I will be ugly. There really isn't any difference except for this is more immediate right after the present and this is more distance. So just remember, it's really just context. And if you accidentally use the wrong one in France, they're going to totally know what you're talking about. They'll just go, oh, they're not cultured enough. They don't know that. So again, I just wanted to show you, so when you're using future simple and you're using irregular verbs that do not follow a pattern, you're going to just simply write the stem that's been given and add your ending. So if I wanted to say, she will go to France, ooh, then you would say, L, what's my stem? Oh, it's I-R-E, and my ending would be A, elle ira en France. And that's it for our future simple. Make sure you've watched this, you put this in your notes. We're going to do a quick review and then some activities next week. This is your at home or async work. Have a great day.